Alrighty, today I'm going to be ranking NFL wide receivers. To kick things off, we have Drake London. I think there's a solid B. He's not bad, but he's not horrible. But with him having Kirk Cousins, he could be putting up some good numbers for this season. What is this? Rashad Bateman, I believe. I think that's a solid B or C as well, or not as well, but I think that's a solid C. I think that we got to see a little bit more out of him. We'll see on what chemistry he can continue to build for Lamar, but yeah. Next up, we have OBJ, a Dolphin. I would probably put him on a C tier. Listen, I think that he's still a good receiver, but injuries is catching up to him, and obviously ages as well. I don't think that he's going to have all that much left into the tank. So, yeah, I think that he's nearing the end of his career. Next up, we have Zay Flowers. I think I'm going to give him a solid B. Zay Flowers is a good receiver. I just think that he needs to control himself a lot better. Personally, he's always, like in, I think it was a playoff game, or I don't think it was even a playoff game, whenever he just needs to be doing better on controlling his emotions, that's all. So, next up, we have MVS, a D tier. This guy, he was very decent in Green Bay, and then he goes to Kansas City, and he does not do all that good with the contract that he was given by the Chiefs. He should have been the true wide receiver one for Patrick Mahomes, but instead it was just, I don't think that Patrick Mahomes has really had. Okay, hang on. Besides Tyreek Hill, they haven't really gotten Patrick Mahomes a true wide receiver one. Even though you have Rashee Rice, but his future is a little bit unknown. We'll see what the NFL does. Next up, Gabe Davis. Oh wait, we're not doing it by the team, are we? And it doesn't really matter, anyways. Gabe Davis. I think that's a solid C. I think that he's a pretty solid receiver. He just needs to find consistency and continue a rhythm, I would say. Shakir, the Shakir guy, whoever the hell he is, I think that he's very solid as well. Adam Thielen, I think that's a B, honestly. I think that he's a very solid receiver. He'll give you 1,000 yards, and I think that he's a good weapon for Bryce Young to have. So I don't really know these two, so I'm not going to rank them. I think that's Darnell Mooney. I think that is pretty solid, but I would say C tier. DJ Moore, I'm going to give him an A tier. I think that DJ Moore is a very good receiver, and I think that with the team that the Bears have built, he'll do good. So, I have no idea who the hell you are, so I'm not going to rank you. Next up, Ja'Marr Chase, S tier, and I'll put T. Higgins on A tier and B tier. Listen, Ja'Marr Chase is still a very good receiver. I think that he'll get the job done correctly. T. Higgins, a very solid wide receiver 2 option. And Tyler Boyd, a very solid wide receiver 3 option. Next up, we have Amari Cooper. Give him an A. I would put him in S, but he is getting up there in age. So, next up, we have Elijah Moore. I don't know, probably C tier. I think that we got to see a lot more out of him. Next up, we have Brandin Cooks. I'll give him a B. Yes, he's a little bit old, but then again, he can still get the job done. He can catch, he can run, he'll get you a first down. That's all you really need. Next up, CeeDee Lamb, S tier. Come on now, he's probably one of the most best receivers in the NFL right now. Please be on the Giants. No, I'm playing. Next up we have Michael Gallup. I'm giving him a D tier. I'm sorry, I think that he's overhyped. Listen, he's been injured so much. So, alright, I think Courtland Sutton is right here, maybe. Courtland Sutton, I'll give him a solid B. And Jerry Jeudy, I'm getting him a D. We need to see more out of him. And Courtland Sutton, well, he'll give you a highlight catch every single game almost. Next up, we have Amon-Ra St. Brown. Gotta give him the flowers. Dude, he's a very good receiver for Jared Goff and Detroit. So, I gotta give him the flowers. I don't know the rest of these two. Next up, we have Christian Watson. Gotta see a little bit more out of the kid. I think this is Jalen Reed. Or wait, no, is that Romeo? Oh, no, this is Romeo Doubs. Romeo Doubs, I would give him a B. He's very solid. And I have no idea who the hell that is. I don't know if that's Jaden Reed or something like that. If that's Jaden Reed, then I'll give him a prize C. But I don't know. I think that might be the veteran guy. I don't know. Alright, next up we have Nico Collins here. He is a solid B. Listen, he only had one good year. We'll see what he does going into this year. Tank Dell, I'll give him a C. Just because he did get injured. We saw how good he was early on, but I think that we got to see him complete a season first. Next up, Stephon Diggs. Got to give him an A. I think that he would be a lot better if he didn't show a whole lot of attitude 24/7. So, for that, that's what he's getting. I think this is Michael Pierce or something, the wide receiver 2. He's a very solid receiver. Or Alex Pierce, my bad. He's a very solid receiver. I'll give him a B. I think that he's probably very underrated on that team. Michael Pittman Jr. Gotta give him an A. I mean, he had a career high last year, and with him having Anthony Richardson as a possible franchise QB, he'll get the football. Alright. I have no idea who that is. That might be the Mitchell kid, the new one. I don't know. Next up, we have Calvin Ridley. Listen, I think that he needs to be consistent for going into this season and next season. If he can play almost every game and he puts up good numbers, then we can consider him a very talented receiver. But, yeah, not yet. Christian Kirk, probably on the same boat there. Zay Jones. I think he's kind of falling off a bit. Next up, we have Hollywood Brown for the Chiefs. I think there's a solid B. Rashee Rice is a B. We need to see more out of these two. Try to stay healthy, Hollywood Brown, and Rashee Rice, stop being a fucking idiot. Alright, next up, we have Keenan Allen. Gotta give him an A. Mike Williams, very overrated. I'm giving him a D. No, I'm playing. I'll give him a C. Listen, injuries, man. You get the bag, and then you get injured. Inconsistent. Come on. Is that Quentin Johnson? I'll give him a D. He did not have a good season, but hopefully he can change things up very soon. Next up, got Cooper Kupp, an A. As well as, no, I'll put Puka in B. Listen, if Puka can either repeat what he did last year or do better, then I think that we could put him in S tier almost. I have no idea who the hell you are. Devontae Adams is a solid A. Jacoby Myers is a B. Got no clue who the hell you are. Jalen Waddle is a B. Actually, no. I'm putting you in A. And Tyreek is going in S tier. I'm sorry, but Tyreek Hill, they're probably not. He's right behind Justin Jefferson. So, next up we will have Jordan Addison, a very solid receiver. Not gonna lie to you, I'll put him on B tier. Do I have to explain myself on Justin Jefferson? I don't think I do. Moving on. I don't know and I don't care about the Patriots receiving core. Chris Olave, I would say he's an A. Michael Thomas is falling off like hella. Alright, next up. My Giants. Alright, non-biased aside. I'm not going to try to be biased. Darius Slayton, the deep threat for the Giants. I'll give him a solid B. Listen, I think that he hasn't been all that consistent. You could look at his numbers and say something different, but you gotta look at our offense in those years. This guy was doing everything he possibly could. Next up, we have Jalin Hyatt. I'm gonna put him in D tier, and I'm gonna put Wan'Dale Robinson in C tier. We need to see more out of these two. Jalin Hyatt didn't have a whole lot of playing time. Thank you, Brian Dable, for being a fucking idiot. And Wan'Dale, well, he played one full season, and he did very solid, I would say. So we'll see more out of him in the future, hopefully. Garrett Wilson is a solid A. Not going to give him S tier just yet. Allen Lazard, I'll give him a D. He's kind of falling off a little bit. Next up, we have A.J. Brown, S tier. He's very talented, very good. Next up, we have Devontae Smith. He's an A tier. Alright, Deontay Johnson. He's okay, I'd say. He's not the best, but George Pickens, I would give him a B tier, to be honest with you. He's very good. Or he can be good. Next up, we have DK, JSN, and Tyler Lockett. DK, I will give him an A. Tyler Lockett, I'll give him, or, right, no, not yet. JSN, listen, his rookie year, he'll be on a C tier for right now. And he'll be right there with Tyler Lockett. Listen, Tyler Lockett would be a lot better if he mans up and takes a hit. I mean, he's playing smart football, I'm not going to lie to you. Because he doesn't want to get hurt. But just saying, dude, you got to do a lot better than that. Brandon Ayuk, got to give him an A tier. As well as, Debo, I'm going to put him in B tier, to be honest with you. And Juwan Jennings, put him on C. He's okay, I would say. Chris Godwin, we need to see more out of you, but I think you're a solid B tier. Mike Evans is an A tier. Next up we have D-Hop. Taking a bit of a downfall here, but he's still very good. Still a reliable option. I don't care about the wide receivers, or except for this guy. Scary Terry. Solid B tier. And I don't really recognize the rest of these guys. / I don't really care for them. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on that bell, and make best post on the channel for you guys. Here's the list. No one got in the F tier. Not yet. But, yeah. I think that this list looks pretty okay, I would say. I'm not trying to be too biased as a Giants fan. But, that's just how I view my receivers. So, with all that being said, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.